G'day everybody, I should be doing chores, but here I am playing video games and sharing them with people on the internet. Today we're going to pick up where we left off with these hay bales that we're going to sell to Katie for her goats at the animal dealership. We're going to grab all of these up, go and sell them and see what cash we can make so that we can start working this lot a little bit more. We do have all of these tree stumps kicking around that we would like to get rid of. So I think first on the agenda for us is going to be to borrow or hire a stump grinder and get that one squared away. Then we'll be free to continue on with this land with a plow to get the soil turned over and ready to start seeding. At the moment, the ground is pretty compact. It's just been sitting here fallow for a long time. So it'd be a good idea to loosen that soil up. Our options for plows are going to be pretty limited though, given that our John Deere 710 tractor is only 50 horsepower, I believe. So we're going to be limited to, something of a fairly narrow working width. And that's going to take us a fair while to plough this field in, but, needs must. We will do the needful. For now, I'm going to get all of these bales picked up, and then we'll trundle on over to the animal dealership to get some of them sold off. All right, so we're here at the shop, and I've been having a talk to the guys. What they've got is this subsoiler here. They reckon it'll do the job for us, and it's only requiring a 20 horsepower capacity with a 1.2 meter working width. That's actually pretty good. I was expecting a plow, which, the other option that they had available here was this Salek PN2-300 small plow, and it does 0.5 meters. It only requires 12 horsepower to run. So obviously the subsoiler would be a significantly better option for us, and I think we're going to give that one a go. So we're going to go and lease this one. We're not going to be needing a plow very often, and I'm hoping to have some upgraded equipment by the next time we need to use one. So we can lease this one for 58 euros today, which is a screaming deal. Now, also while talking to the guys at the shop, I was discussing stump cutters here, but the only stump cutter they've got in has a 90 horsepower requirement, so our John Deere tractor won't be able to power that. It's only got a 50 horsepower engine in it, but they do have this Devour Trees mulcher here, which I thought would be way too big, but the guys at VSR Modding have put together this piece of equipment here, and I am told that it will work with my John Deere 710. But for now, I will lease this piece of equipment from them. I don't need to pipe out, and we'll lease this. It is going to cost us a fairly hefty chunk out of our budget, but this is sort of the cost of doing business. We did get to profit from the trees, so I'm going to do that. And let's go and hook that one up. Well, I don't know how they did it, but they've made a very efficient powertrain here to run a mulcher of this capacity off of the PTO shaft of a 50 horsepower tractor. Well done, I say. Now, I've gone around and taken care of every stump that I could see here, but just in case I've missed one, we'll hang on to that mulcher until after we're finished subsoiling and breaking up the ground here. That way, if we do find one, we can come back without having to rehire the equipment. But for now, let's go over and get our little subsoiler here hooked up. It's only a 1.5 meter width, but I'll tell you that's better than a half-meter wide plough. So let's hope this one does the business for us and is capable of breaking up this hardened soil into a ploughed state. Well, guys, that took some effort, but we have completely cleared that field now of tree stumps. And we have also used this subsoiler here to create the fields here and break up all of that loose soil. Just a trap for new players: if you are going to use a subsoiler or a cultivator to create fields, you're going to need to use a mod. And the mod that I've got installed on this server is called Cultivator Field Creator by Wopster, and that is installed from the mod hub. But yeah, look at this thing. Isn't it awesome? Just to think about what it was before we started. This was just scrubland and a couple of trees, a whole bunch of weeds, and now we've just got this just awesome canvas to work with, which is super exciting. So we've only got a couple of years that we can use this for before we have to give it back to the farm shop, and they're going to, you know, turn it into hard stand and warehouses and whatever else they've got in mind. But until then, I think the best bet for us is going to be to seed grass. And the reason I say that is we've got the gear here to make up the bales and transfer them. We don't have yet a harvester, and I'm not sure when that's going to be on the horizon. Also, it'll be fairly easy for them to convert it back from grass into, you know, whatever they're doing when they're ready to turn this site into its higher purpose. So, it just looks so good. It just looks so good. All right, well, right now I'm going to jump into the shop and have a look for, I think we need some fertilizer to get started with seeding here. So I was having a look through the classifieds and I came across a couple of screaming deals. Now, there's a farmer locally in town here who's moving on. He's sold his land, but he had a bunch of fertilizer and some lime as well that's sitting around and needs to get rid of. I called him up and asked him what he wanted for it, and he came up with a figure of 256 euros for, and I kid you not, 2,000 litres of fertilizer in bags. Now, granted, it's old. It's been sitting there for probably the better part of 2 or 3 years. The product is not carried anymore, and it was exposed to some weather and some insects and vermin. A lot of the packaging had been ripped up and contaminated. But I think for our purposes, this is a buy. So we're going to do that. And at the same time, he also had a bag of lime kicking around. Here it is. A big bag pallet full, actually. And again, 2,000 litres of lime, a full big bag pallet for 250, which is about just a little bit over half price. They're normally 400, I think. So we're going to buy that as well. And now we just need to focus on having a way to spread the lime. We do have here for our fertilizer bags, our seeder can take the fertilizer, but for the lime, we actually don't have a spreader. So we might need to look at renting one of those. But yeah, an amazing deal, and I'm super, super happy to have found that. I'm going to load this up into my seeder now and get ready to start seeding our grass. Then Well, this tractor certainly is at the limit of its operating capacity with this seeder, but this seeder is what was in the sale, and it is a larger seeder of the two that come in this package. And so it's a good one for us to be using on our farm. We'll get by with this tractor rolling this seeder, but when we eventually do upgrade into a larger capacity tractor, then we'll grow into this seeder as well. So it's a good thing for right now. This field has been fully seeded now with grass, and we don't have precision farming information for it, but I do know that there was a good amount of fertilizer put down. Just looking here, we have 184 litres of fertilizer still on board. We put 500 in, so we've used 316 litres of solid fertilizer on this field. And grass fields don't normally require a lot of fertilizer to yield well. The next thing that we do need to look at is lime, and we've bought the bag of lime over there. We don't own a spreader, so we're going to need to lease one from the shop. There's a couple of options available, but one of them looks quite appealing as a towed spreader, and we might even be able to look at some contracts that we could do if we have the time and the lime to get them done. Just jumping into the shop now to take a look at fertilizer spreaders. We've got a couple of options available for spreading lime. This is a decent sized unit here that has a nice 42 meter width. However, it only does fertilizer and not lime. The trailed option here is great for larger farms, but again, the cost is pretty prohibitive for us right now. But we do have a couple of options that are suitable for our smaller farm. This one would probably be a little bit heavy, the Axis 402, probably a bit heavy on the back of our tractor. So that leaves us with these two mods here. We've got the hand pushable spreader, which has a 1.4 meter working width. It does take 300 liters of lime. You can also do fertilizer and manure. Or with our John Deere 710, I was thinking that this Lizard PS15 might be a really good option for us to use. It's a trailed fertilizer spreader, and it can take up to 1,500 liters capacity with a 14 meter spread distance and also a 20 kilometer per hour speed, which is miles ahead of the hand pushable spreader in terms of speed and capacity. And that would also enable us to unlock some lime contracts. I've got a modification on this server to enable lime contracts as well, available from the mod hub. So I think I might jump in and grab this one. We will get it with the probably just 1,000 liter capacity to start. It's going to be a little bit more effort, but a bit cheaper. Let's just see what the difference here would be. 306 for the 1,000 liters, 357 for the 1,500 liters. Yeah, look, okay, $51. It's probably worth the upgrade here. Let's lease that. Then over the next couple of days, I'm sure we could do some contracts to recoup those funds, both in liming or in fertilizing, noting that we do have a ton almost of fertilizer bags here. So I'm going to go grab this tractor, hook up to our trailed fertilizer spreader here, fill it with lime, and we'll get that on our field. Okay, after a bit of a shuffle around, we've got the fertilizer spreader filled up. I did need it to be lifted in, so I had to borrow the shop's forklift to get that done. Now, I have come around here looking at the field, and I have decided, you know what, let's purchase the field information. It's going to cost us 787 euros, but at least now we'll know what we're working with. Looks like our nitrogen is at 0, which is odd because we did fertilize with the seeder. But our pH is definitely looking bad to okay. So we're going to go around and use our fertilizer spreader now. That'll bring that level up with lime. And then we might go over it again with some fresh fertilizer to get those numbers up. These are rookie numbers right now. Now, once that's all done, this spreader that we're leasing here will be a super valuable tool for us, especially with these hand-liftable bags that we can grab, because we do have some contracts available to us. So just looking in here under contracts, there are fertilizer contracts and there are also liming contracts. Some of them can be fairly lucrative. It will take a few bags of lime to do this, but that's, you know, what are they recommending? 3 bags full here? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. But I guess 3 bags of lime is only 1,200 euros. So take that off the top here, and we've got a decent profit out of that. So something to consider maybe at the end of this episode if we've got some time, or else in the next month. So let's jump in and start this now. Well, it looks like we had bought just about the right amount, which is lucky. 250 litres on board. I'll use the last of this as far as it will go, and then we'll call that done. We're running dangerously low on cash now as well, so as soon as we finish this, I think we might need to go and do a fertilizing contract. Just to build up a little bit of a safety buffer for us. And that's all done. Yeah. 50 litres in a big bag. At least this is liftable. Alright, let's fill up. What do we got? 750 litres. Let's add one more. And then we'll go and pick on a contract. Alright. Let's see. We've got a small contract for Noah up at field number 1. Oh, across the road here for Walter, field number 45, or over at field 85 for David. I think we'll take this one just across the street. That looks like quick cash to me. So we're going to accept that contract, trundle on over, spread that field. Alright, that was a pretty quick contract to knock out there for Walter. Let's jump in and collect on that one. 1,475 euros. And we still have 661 litres of fertiliser on board. So we might quickly go and bang out another contract. I think there was one for Ben that was worth around 1,000. Let's go and take a look at that. Yeah, so Ben had a contract down at 85 for 1,110. Let's grab that one. And we'll head over there now. that's all done. Now I think there's a couple of things we can do in the shop right now. We need to return this mulcher and also the subsoiler that we borrowed. And then we need to maybe look at a roller. That'll be the last job that we could do to absolutely get the maximum yield out of this field that we can. So let's have a look in the shop. First things first, we'll go to the vehicles, we'll return subsoiler, and we will return the Devour Trees mulcher. That thing was an absolute lifesaver. And now we can jump in and let's see, rollers. Looks like the only real options here are this 3 meter wide or this 2.5 meter wide homemade roller. Let's have a look at this 3 meter wide. It doesn't state a horsepower requirement, but I think that this is probably going to be suitable for what we need to do. So let's lease that one. We don't need to invest in buying one of those just now. This would be great, but it does have a 80 horsepower working requirement. And unfortunately, our tractor does only have a 50 horsepower capacity. So I don't think it will work well for us. Let's jump in. Well, that roller was definitely not the right choice. It was too heavy for this tractor, even despite the front wheel weight. The front of the tractor kept lifting up due to the weight on the rear, and that resulted in a lack of traction for the front wheels, making it challenging to turn. But with some persistence, we got it done, and we now have a beautifully prepared field. It has been fully limed, fertilized, and rolled, seeded with a quality field grass. So we are going to get the best yield that we can possibly expect from this small lot at 26 tonnes to a hectare, which is pretty awesome. We'll look forward to making some bales off of this and selling it to probably the animal dealer again. And until then, we've got some other opportunities that we can do now with fertilizer spreaders, seeders, and the cultivator. And I think we can start to look towards earning some income from contracts so that we can start thinking about maybe buying our own land. As I mentioned, this land isn't going to be around here forever. The shop owns it. We're just borrowing it, and we need to give it back to them in a couple of years' time, at which point they'll build some warehouses or some hard stands or whatever it is that they've got in mind. So for now, we're going to make the best of it, and we need to start thinking about where we're going to move to next. I will have a look maybe in the next episode at some properties on the map, trying to find things that have got a decent yield, but also a reasonable price point for us to be starting, and see what we can look as our first targets. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. So thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate your time. As always, I should be doing chores, but here I am playing video games and sharing it with people of the internet. If you enjoyed this episode, give me a thumbs up, maybe a comment down below about what you liked, or if you didn't like it, throw me a comment down there as well. I'm always keen to hear your feedback and see what I can do better. Until the next one, thanks for stopping by.